Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kara, and today's video is going to be my September housing market update. Before I dive into this video, I want to say that I have a couple really exciting videos coming up, so I'm not sure when they'll be going out exactly, but probably like end of September or sometime in October. I have a couple really fun videos planned. One of them is a fall themed day, and for that I would really love your input. If you have any suggestions as to what you'd like me to film in that video, definitely leave me a comment down below and let me know. Some ideas that I have are going to like a local coffee shop and getting a fall themed drink. I could also go shopping for a little bit of fall decor, maybe bake something that's really autumnal, maybe like some applesauce or pumpkin muffins or something like that. I've also thought of doing something kind of crafty. I've done apple picking in at least one of my videos, possibly two, I can't recall. So I probably won't do anything like that since I've already filmed that sort of thing. But if there's something that you're thinking of that you would really love to see around Asheville for fall, definitely let me know. Also in mid-October, I'm going to be going on a little camping trip in Cherokee. If the weather holds out. I got rained out on a camping trip 2 years ago, so really hoping that it works out this time. But if it does, I'm planning to film a little video and it'll be a nice, like, cozy camping weekend. So that's a little preview of some things to come. Of course, there will be other videos as well, but those are two I'm particularly interested in and excited about. So let's dive into today's video. As always, I'm going to be breaking up this video into a few different sections, those being price, inventory, mortgages, local news, and other news. Let's start out with price on a national level. Many of you have probably heard of Barbara Corcoran. She is on Shark Tank and she's also a big-time realtor. So I was reading some information that she put out and basically some of her opinions, which quite frankly, I very much agree with as well. She believes that home prices are not going to drop anytime soon, and that is the same thing that I have been saying now for months. And she's also saying that if mortgage rates do end up coming down, it's likely that home prices are going to increase. If you've been following my channel for a while, you'll know that this is pretty much verbatim what I have been saying all along. I know it's not exactly what a lot of people want to hear. I know there are people sitting on the sidelines waiting for prices to come down, but the market conditions just don't support a crash. There just is not enough inventory out there. I read a report recently by CoreLogic that states that home prices have increased 0.4% in July compared to June, and also 2.5% year over year. So while we're not seeing these massive spikes in home prices, we are starting to see them stabilize and still increase in some cases. On that note, I saw a headline that Zillow put out yesterday stating that prices are declining in 21 out of 50 metro areas that they're tracking, with Austin, Texas being in the lead with an 11.4% decline year over year. Now, this headline isn't exactly a lie, but it is deceiving. If you actually click on the article and read through it, you'll see that 29 of the 50 metros actually had increasing prices, with Hartford, Connecticut leading the way with a 9.9% increase year over year. You know, 29 sounds like a larger number than 21, so ultimately more of the metros actually saw increasing prices and less saw declining prices. But that's just the media these days. Definitely do your research, read the article all the way through, don't just look at headlines. This is a perfect example, and I think a large reason as to why people out there are still telling me, well, you know, we're seeing declining prices. When are the prices in Asheville gonna come down? And you know what, if you're in Austin, Texas, or any of the other 21 metros that were mentioned in that article, then sure, you might be seeing declining prices, but here in Asheville, we're not really seeing that. So let's dive now into price on a local level. The average list price for the Asheville region has increased by 5% year over year to $550,000. Unfortunately, it's not really cheap to live here in Asheville. The average sale price saw an increase as well by 9.7% to $514,000. The median sale price increased 4.9% to $413,000. As you can see with all three of these statistics, home prices around Asheville are continuing to increase, whether you're looking at list price, average sale price, median sale price. They're all seeing some sort of increase compared to a year ago. Not surprisingly, housing affordability is down by 19.7% year over year. This is a pretty drastic number and is historically low, as you can see on this chart. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see housing affordability get much better anytime soon. Let's move on now to inventory on a national level. Probably the most interesting chart I'm going to put out in this entire video is this one right here. According to NAR in June, home sale transactions were down 19% year over year. That alone is a huge decrease. If we compare it to 2 years ago, we can see an even larger decrease. And as you can see in this chart, this is showing the past 10 years of data. The number of home sales right now is lower than it's been in any summer over the past 10 years. To me, that is quite insane. However, it's not really surprising if you are tapped into the real estate market and you know what's going on. I've mentioned the lock-in effect in various videos in the past, but basically current homeowners either bought a home or refinanced their home when rates were in the 2s, 3s, even 4s, and they're really not wanting to sell and jump into a 7+% interest rate. The lock-in effect is one of the largest reasons that inventory is so low right now. Moving on now to inventory on a local level, the story is pretty similar here. New listings are down 7.6% year over year for the Asheville area. Current inventory of homes for sale is also down, this time by 5.9% year over year. So while it might not be as large of a decrease compared to national numbers, it is still a pretty significant decline in inventory. Let's talk now about mortgages. Interest rates have stayed pretty stable and are still around 7%, a little bit more. I believe they've been there over the past 2 housing market update videos that I've put out, and it does seem like they're going to stay that way. I was actually reading a report earlier this morning, and I'm really glad that I waited to film this video. I actually would have had this video out last week, but I went on vacation the prior weekend and part of last week, and so I just didn't get enough time to upload it. I'm glad that I waited because this article that I read this morning is really interesting. What I've said throughout the year is that Fannie Mae and the MBA have been predicting interest rates will likely drop into the 5s by the end of next year. Now, this new article that just came out states that they are modifying those predictions. You know that I always say, just take predictions with a grain of salt because they can always change, and half the time they're not even going to be correct anyway, but they're still good to keep an eye on to get like a general gist of what might be happening. So both Fannie Mae and the MBA are thinking that interest rates this year will pretty much stay how they are, but next year they will still decline most likely, but probably not into the 5s. I do think this is a good thing in terms of housing affordability, but I also think that next year will likely be another slow year, just like this one, in terms of the number of home sales. Now, that doesn't mean that home prices are going to drop drastically next year. We're still going to have the issues of very low inventory and likely a little bit of an increase in demand if rates do drop into the 6s. But I don't think, if these predictions are true, I should say, I don't think that we will see a massive surge in buyers. But if they do drop into the 5s, I do still think that we're going to see that. Ultimately, next year we might not see another 2021 or 2022, but if these predictions are true, I still think demand will pick up. I actually don't have anything for the local news category this time, so we're going to jump right into the other news category. I read recently that the share of first-time home buyers rose to 50% this year. When I first read that statistic, I thought, how can first-time home buyers be increasing? Housing affordability is so low right now, and that just doesn't make any sense. But if you read the statistic very closely, you'll notice it says the share of first-time homebuyers, not that the number of first-time homebuyers are increasing, just that proportionally compared to all the people buying homes, first-time homebuyers are a larger share of that 100%. A large reason for this is that the lock-in effect does not apply to them. So as you'll recall, the lock-in effect is only going to apply to anyone that currently has a mortgage. It's also important to note that nearly half of first-time homebuyers are getting gift money from family or friends to make it work. The final statistic I have to share is that home buyer mortgage demand fell to the lowest level since 1995. That is quite a long time ago, but honestly, again, it's not really super surprising given that affordability is as low as it is. Well, that is everything for today's video, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a comment down below, share some of your fall ideas, things that you would love to see around Asheville. I'm really excited to share that fall themed video. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to film. And yeah, I really hope that you will enjoy it. There will definitely be some cozy, homey parts of that video, but I also want to film some out and about stuff in Asheville. So leave your comments down below, share your suggestions on that video. Also hit the like button and subscribe if you have not already. Of course, if you don't already have a copy of my free homebuyer guide, I am more than happy to share that with you. And also, if you are considering listing your home, I am more than happy to provide a free comparative market analysis for you if you are in the Asheville area. Well, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you very soon in the next one.